2 weeks ago, I was randomly selected at the airport for extra screening, and then I got my global entry revoked. Here's what happened. About 2 weeks ago, I was flying from Vancouver to LA. Now, I have global entry. Global entry, if you don't know, it's like a step above TSA PreCheck. TSA PreCheck, if you don't know what it is, basically you apply for global entry and you wait a certain period and then you do an interview, which I did, and then I pay a yearly fee. I get my global entry card, and basically TSA PreChecks for domestic flights and global entries for international flights. Basically, you get to skip the line, which is very useful, especially for how much I travel. Flying from Vancouver to LA. Now, Border Patrol, at least in Vancouver, Border Patrol of United States is in Vancouver, because when you fly into LA, you're landing on the regular Delta airport, whatever airport that you're supposed to land in, not in the international terminal, just or whatever terminal that you are in. And basically, I check in a luggage, and then I check in a luggage and a carry-on bag. I check those in, and I have my backpack, and I go through global entry. Everything's fine. I go through security, and then I go through customs, and then as soon as they scan my passport, they go, "Hey, you've been randomly selected for extra screening." Now, my name is Ahmed Al-kadri. Ahmed Al-kadri. I'm literally wearing a Yemeni flag. I'm brown as fuck. And I'm not trying to like exaggerate, I've been randomly selected at the airport at least, from what I can remember, at least 6 times. Like, I've been randomly selected multiple times. Hence why I'm an airport dad. I go to or airport baba for that matter. I go to the airport very early, specifically because I might get randomly selected for extra screening. It happens all the time. Every brown person has been randomly selected. And I fly a lot, so I guess that raises questions too. Anyways, I go to this room, right? It's like this. It looked like a horror version of a DMV. A DMV is scary enough already, but it was like different officers, different Border Patrol officers in different stands. But, half of them were empty, but there was one guy and one over there. And one guy, he was like, I'm sitting down waiting. And he goes, "Ahmed?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" "Hey." And they're like, "Okay, what brings you to Canada?" "I'm flying in from Canada to see my uncle." I told them I'm a tour guide, which I am. They asked me if I was born in LA. I go, "No, I'm born in Las Cruces, but I was raised in Dallas, Texas." They're like, "What brought you from Dallas, Texas to LA?" I was like, "For Dallas is boring, and I wanted to pursue comedy, and which I'm currently still pursuing comedy, and I'm in the Groundling. I got accepted to the Groundling school. Doesn't matter." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And then he was asking me about school. I go, "What degree do you have?" I'm like, "Accounting." And it's like very small talk, but he's asking me a lot of questions. Normal process normal protocol. He's going through all my stuff. He's asking me everything. How long was I in Vancouver? I was there with my uncle. I was there for a week. I went skiing. All sorts. And then all of a sudden he was like, "Okay, well, I got to look through all your stuff." I'm like, "Okay, feel free to look through all my stuff." I give him my fanny pack. I give him my backpack. And I give him, because I got randomly selected, he had my suitcase and my carry-on luggage behind him. He's going through my stuff. He's going through my backpack, and he finds my camera bag. And he was like, "Do you shoot content?" I'm like, "Yeah, I shoot content, like every other person pursuing comedy." I'm like, "Yeah, I shoot content. I shot some of the skiing stuff, which you could see in week 6 of my vlogs. Go check it out." I was like, "Yeah, I shot some content there." And then he was like, "Oh, okay." And then he goes through, keeps going through my backpack, and all of a sudden he finds this. Now, I literally go, he does this. Listen, I've had this since I was 14 years old, probably 15. This became a political statement a year and a half ago. So he looks at it, and I'm like this. And he's just like, he didn't say anything, but he was just like, okay. He looks through him. He's looking through my backpack. He looks through the small pocket. He sees, oh, no, 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 no. My joke book was in the suitcase. We'll wait for this. This is essential to the story. And now he opens my suitcase. He opens my big suitcase. Now, my suitcase has all my merch. My merch is like, I have 2 types of t-shirts. It's basically a design that says, you know, fashionably poor. I should find, doesn't matter. But it says fashionably poor. And different kind of designs. Hang on. He opens my suitcase. It's a bunch of t-shirts rolled up like this. I have white t-shirts, black t-shirts. And my t-shirts, he like quickly takes out the rubber band, unrolls it, and he does this. And he looks at one of my designs. I go, it's my merch. It says fashionably poor. And this is important. I told him I didn't try to sell. I was like, I didn't sell any t-shirts in Canada, which is true. I didn't sell any t-shirts in Canada. And then here's the other design, because why not? You could buy these at my website, ahmedlovesbread.com. Here's another one. They're just regular designs that says fashionably poor. So I told him, like, I wasn't selling any t-shirts, but yeah, sure, go. So he's like, okay. So that also piqued his interest. Now, then he looks at my joke book, and this is my notebook. This is my joke book. As you can see, Palestinian sticker. And then it has like another Palestine sticker. And then he starts looking through my joke book. He's looking through my joke book, and I go, and I'm literally like this, it's my joke book. It's a lot funnier if I deliver it. And listen, I don't know if you ever went through a comedian's joke book. It doesn't look good. If you look at through the set list, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's just that, like most comedians, it's just like a certain word of the joke, so you know what joke you're going to say. So, for example, it's like extrovert, P-shy, ADD, tour guide, 9/11 pedophile, dating advice, lesbians, threesomes. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But it only makes sense to me. Every comedian has their own notebook. It doesn't make sense to anybody but to the writer. That's just how it is. But these stickers is not looking good. And then he looks at my other merch bag, and I have these stickers. I have these Middle Eastern flags, right? And this is, so as you can see, it's the Iraq flag, the Iran flag, the Afghan flag. Hold on, where is it? I ran out of Lebanese ones. Yeah, and then it had like my other stickers, yeah, right over here. Oh yeah, which one is this one? Oh yeah, the Bengali flag. Yeah. So he's looking at all these stickers, and I go, it's part of my merch. And I'm like, by the way, I'm just like commenting everything he was looking at. I have a comment for every single one. I'm like, that's my merch. That's my stickers. I didn't sell it. That's my joke book. So he looks through everything, and then he looks through my fanny pack, and he goes, he's holding a pen. He's like, why do you have this pen? And I'm like, here's the thing. I know I'm not supposed to fly with it, but I was like, let me try to play dumb. Let me try to wiggle my way out of this. And I go, yeah, it's a pen. And he was like, you're not supposed to fly with it. And I was like, yeah, but like I bought it in Vancouver and I'm flying to LA with it. They're both legal. He's like, yeah, but you still can't fly with it. Let's just say when he saw this is when he saw this was the moment he went from just chill cop to interrogation mode. Okay. So he was mad. Yeah, he was annoyed about the pen. Anyways, he was like, all right, well, he saw the pen. He saw the look through everything. He was like, I have to go speak to my supervisor. He leaves. He goes, go sit down. I'm sitting down. I'm panicking. My heart rate, I'm looking at the fib. My heart rate was like right now, my resting heart rate is like what, like 80 something. My heart rate was like 130 something. It was like 100, high 130s. I was like, and then a black border patrol comes. It wasn't the supervisor, but it was just like it was this black border patrol. And he sits down and he goes, hey, we saw some certain items that raises questions. He goes, what are your opinions on Hamas and do you denounce terrorism? Now, I know my audience. I pick my battles. I wasn't gonna be like talking my shit about Palestine. Well, allow me to tell you the truth, my brother. I'm not gonna do that. I was just like, I think it's a genocide what's going on. I don't agree with what our current president is doing. I don't agree with our current president, what he's doing inside of this country as well as outside of this country. And I go, as an Arab American, I've faced a lot of scrutiny as an Arab American. I feel like as an Arab American, my story is not told. I am seen as a different way. The cool thing is it was a black border patrol. So he was looking at me like this. Like everything I was telling him, he was like listening, like very like tensive. Like I see, he was giving me a look where it's like, I understand what you're saying. Like I understand, but I was just like really treading water. And then I said, listen, listen, I started explaining myself. I go, that scarf, why did I throw it? Oh yeah, it's right here. I said, listen, this scarf I've had since I was 15, way long before this was a political statement. You know, I was like, Vancouver's cold. I need it. And then he was like this. And then I said, these stickers are part of a joke. And then I go, I have this joke. Let's cut to the joke.
I think brown men should have our own once you go black, you never go back. Something sexy like that. Yeah, just go to a girl at a bar. Just be like, hey, trying to get rowdy? Here's a Saudi. Want a guy with a hard cock? This dude's from Iraq. Trying to get your freak on? This guy's from Lebanon. I wrote a ton of these. Strap in, let's do this. All right. Oh, you like tight fannies? He's Pakistani. Shiver down your spine. He's from Palestine.
And we're back. So I'm performing this joke to him in the middle of the room. I just go, hey, trying to get rowdy? Here's a Saudi. He starts laughing. When he started laughing in my head, I'm like, oh, thank God I got him a joke. But I'm such an egoist. I'm such a comedian. I was just like, that joke still crushes. Oh, yeah. I did the joke. He starts laughing. I'm telling him the other jokes. And then, or like the rest of the joke. And then the stickers. And then I said, I understand these Palestinian stickers. I go, I'm a comedian. I go, after shows, people give me these stickers. I just put it on top of my notebook because it's from fans. And it just shows, I appreciate the fans. And I like to just show awareness of the Palestinians. And then I go, and I was like, I told him, I don't agree with what Hamas is doing. Because I'm trying to catch my flight. And he was like, all right, well, and then I explained everything about the whole terrorism thing. There were questions of terrorism, whatever. And he was like, all right, well, he goes, well, we found this pen. He was like, well, the other guy found the pen. And I was like, listen, about the pen situation. I bought it in Vancouver. I'm flying to LA and he literally goes, yeah, I know. He goes, listen, this happens all the time. He goes, there's so many times where you're flying from a legal state to a legal state. And I even told him, and this is true, I go, listen, I've flown with a pen. Obviously not through borders, but I've flown from New York to LA plenty of times with a pen. Or I've always had this pen in the fanny pack. And I was like, it just scanned through security, no one said anything. And he was just like, I know. He just kept saying, I know, I know. And he was like, listen, it's better to just not fly with it, even though it's a gray area. And he was like, I know it's legal in Canada and it's legal in California, but federally it's not legal yet. So he was just like, just don't fly with it. So, so he was like, we're gonna go measure it, and we might have to penalize you for it. And I was like, how much is the penalty? He goes, it could, based on how much it is, it's a range from $500 to, it could be from 500 to 5,000 to $50,000. And I was like, well, it's just a pen and it's a concentrate. He goes, yeah, I know, it's a concentrate, so it might show up more. And I'm like, so I'm like this. So I'm sitting down again. I have to go back to my seat. I'm sitting. The white border patrol comes back and he goes, he has my pen in a little bag and he goes, so you were trying to carry 19 grams of THC with you through the borders. And I was like, and then I literally said this. I go, you're making it sound like I'm some drug dealer. I'm a terrorist. No, I didn't say that. I did not say that. But I was like, listen, like, I was like, yeah, but it's legal, blah, blah, blah. Like, I apologize. And they were like, the white border patrol and the black border patrol, they were like, listen, we're not going to penalize you for the weed. We're not going to charge you anything. So I'm great. And I'm very grateful they're not charging me anything. But the white border patrol was like, yeah, but we are going to revoke your global entry because you should know better. I was like, okay, fine. So they revoked my global entry. The guy gives me back my backpack. Obviously, he doesn't stuff any of it right. So I'm literally like repacking everything. And I'm like, I was a little bitchy about that. I was like, But I was detained for about an hour and a half. Fortunately, my flight boarding was 7:20. I got out of that room 7:20. So I was like, yes. And I just ran straight to my gate. But before, this is actually important. Before I ran to my gate, the black border patrol, he walked me out, right? Because he was like, hey, your suitcase and your carry-on is like back. It's going to be back in the plane. Like, we'll take care of it. But the black border patrol came out with me and he goes, listen, about the pen and the revoke. He was like, just don't fly with it, but go back online and you could request for reconsideration and you hopefully be able to get your global entry back. If they deny it, then you could just reapply again in the next 6 months to a year, and hopefully you'll get it. I was like, okay, thank you. And he goes, also, download this app. It's called MPC Mobile. It was, yeah, Mobile Passport Control. He was like, just download it. So the next time you're flying internationally, you could just apply, show your passport, and it'll get you through the lines faster. And he was like, hey, man, good luck with the comedy stuff. You seem like a cool guy. You know, I'm glad you can make your flight. Gives me my passport and my boarding pass. He was like, go make your flight. I was like, thanks, brother. Appreciate you. And I ran to my gate with the comfort of not being penalized. Do, 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 do. And then I was just in the plane. I was like, man. And then my roommate, no. Yeah, my roommate texts my cousin. Yeah, because my cousin was picking me up from there. He was like, "Hey, what's up?" I was like, "You're not gonna believe what just happened." But yeah, does it suck that my global entry got revoked? Oh yeah, but also, you know, I'm happy I wasn't penalized. This is a good scarf. Just saying.